Good morning, students of class 9. In the period of geography, we are seeing rotation and revolution. In the last class, we have studied about the inclination of the earth and tiltation of the earth. A little revision about that class. That longitudes are not perpendicular to the equator or other latitudes. These longitudes are tilted and it makes 66.5 degree with the horizontal latitude. So this 66.5 degree is called angle of inclination. You can calculate how much is less from 90 degree. So 90 degree minus 66.5 degree is equal to 23.5 degree. So this is tilted by 23.5 degree. Longitude is tilted by 23.5 degree. Let us take one example. We consider the prime meridian. That is subtended by 66.5 degree with the equator. So this angle between the equator and the prime meridian is 66.5 degree. This angle is known as angle of inclination. While it should be 90 degree, but in fact it is not 90 degree. How much is less? It is less. 90 degree minus 66.5 degree is equal to 23.5 degree. This 23.5 degree is called angle of tiltation. You have two words, angle of inclination equal to 66.5 degree and angle of tiltation equal to 23.5 degree. I have represented these two, angle of inclination and angle of tiltation, through a diagram that you have seen in the last class. Today, the topic of our discussion is effects of the Earth's rotation. There are 8 effects. The first is apparent movement, second is experience of day and night, third is real shape of the earth, fourth is direction, fifth Coriolis effect, sixth occurrence of tides, seventh difference in time, and eighth sense of time. There are 8 effects of Earth's rotation. One by one we will see the explanation of all this. So the first is apparent movement. My dear, when you travel through a bus, travel by a bus or by a train, and you are looking out of the window, then what do you experience? In which direction your bus or the train is going, in opposite direction all the objects lying between the road, lying between the railway line run. Those objects seems to travel in opposite direction. If the bus or train is going in north direction, then beside that you can see other vehicles or electric poles or villages, buildings. These are running towards south. If you are going towards north, those are running towards south. If you are going towards east, those are running towards west. So in opposite direction. It happens due to the movement of the bus or of the train, and it happens due to any kind of movement. So here the earth is also moving. Since the earth is moving from west to east, the earth is moving from west to east. So other heavenly bodies like the sun, the moon, and etc., those appear to move from east to west. This is the reason that we observe moving the sun from east to west. In fact, all the heavenly bodies are moving from west to east. Earth, since Earth is also moving from west to east, so other heavenly bodies appear to move from east to west. This movement, opposite direction, this movement that is based on opposite direction is known as apparent movement, and it happens due to Earth's rotation. I repeat two sentences only. Since the Earth moves from west to east, since the Earth rotates from west to east, so other heavenly bodies like the sun and the moon, etc., appear to move from east to west. This movement in opposite direction occurs due to the Earth's rotation, and this type of movement is known as apparent movement. Now come to the next point, experience of day and night. For this I had made one diagram earlier. Again, this is the earth and here is the sun. So the sun rays are falling on the earth's surface. Only half part of the earth is lighted. Only half part of the earth is lighted, and that half part of the earth experiences day. Remaining half part remain in dark where these sun rays cannot reach. This half part of the earth experiences night. So since it is moving from west to east, ultimately this dark or lighted part of the earth will come in dark and dark part will go in light. So now this dark part will experience day, and this lighted part, when it came opposite of this in an opposite direction, in opposite part of the earth, that half part of the earth will experience night. So overall, which part of the earth will experience sunlight, that part of the earth will have day, and remaining half part will experience night. Again, this part will go front of the sun, then there will be day, and this will come in dark, there will be night. This was second effect, experience of day and night. Now third effect is real shape of the earth. Due to rotation of the earth bulges at the equator. The earth bulges at the equator. It means it is not the complete sphere. It bulges at the equator. Means it comes out of the shape at the equator and it is flattened at the poles. It is flattened at the poles. It bulges at the real shape should be this. But the earth is not in real shape, in middle. It bulges at equator. It comes out from its original sphere shape at equator. So this bulging and flattening of earth on the poles gives the real shape of the earth, and that real shape of the earth is called oblate spheroid. This is called oblate. Oblate spheroid. It bulging and flattening occurs due to rotation of the earth. Now we come to the fourth direction. Easily we can understand in which direction the sun rises, that is east, and in which direction the sun sets, that is west. So we can identify on the basis of sun rising and sunset the direction on the earth. Third is Coriolis effect. This Earth's rotation affects the deflection of air as well as the oceanic current. The Earth's rotation affects the deflection of air and oceanic current. In northern hemisphere, air and oceanic current is deflected towards right. In northern hemisphere, this air and oceanic currents are deflected towards right, and in southern hemisphere these two are deflected towards left. This is called, this effect on movement of air and oceanic current due to the rotation of the earth is called Coriolis effect. Now come to the point number 6, occurrence of tides. This high tides occurs twice a day, and this occurrence of tides are also due to the earth's rotation. The difference or the time interval between the occurrence of two successive high tides is 12 hours 26 minutes. 12 hours to MINS short form. 12 hours 26 minutes. I repeat, within 24 hours, two high tides occur due to rotation of the earth, and time interval between those two high tides is equal to 12 hours 26 minutes respectively. Now we come to difference in time. Due to movement of the earth, we find the difference in time at different longitudes. We know the sun takes time to move from one longitude to another longitude, that is equal to 4 minutes, means time difference between two longitude is equal to 4 minutes. So 1 degree of, if longitudes differ by 1 degree, then time differs by 4 minutes. So it happens due to rotation of the earth, difference in time. And last is sense of time. When sun rises, we say this is morning. When the sun sets, we say this is evening. And our AM and PM is also based on sun rising and sunset. So we have these 8 effects of Earth's rotation. The first is apparent movement. Second is experiences of day and night. Third is real shape of the earth. Fourth is direction. Fifth is Coriolis effect. Sixth is occurrence of tides. Seventh is difference in time. And eighth is sense of time. I have collected all these facts from these different paragraphs, from different points. Those are given in the book. So if you learn only these points, then you can explain these points by your own. So our facts are these. Explanation will be based on your memory, that you can explain these facts in your own words. There is no problem.